You've eaten them dozens of times, maybe hundreds. Golden, crispy, perfectly shaped. They taste like chicken. They're called chicken. But if you saw how they started, you might never eat one again. Not because of what's in them, because of what had to happen to get them into that shape. Because chicken doesn't naturally become a nugget. It has to be unmade first. Chicken nuggets are everywhere. Fast food restaurants, freezer aisles, school cafeterias, uniform size, consistent texture, always the same. But chickens aren't uniform. Meat isn't consistent. And the process that turns one into the other isn't simple. It's industrial, mechanical, and optimized for speed in ways we've learned not to think about. The nugget isn't food that's been cooked. It's food that's been disassembled, processed, and reconstructed into something that barely resembles what it started as. How did we decide this was normal? Here's the origin most people don't know. Chicken nuggets weren't invented by McDonald's. They were invented by a food science professor at Cornell University in the 1960s named Robert C. Baker. He wasn't trying to create junk food. He was trying to solve a problem. Chicken producers had massive amounts of leftover parts, scraps, and trimmings, too small or irregular to sell. It was waste. Baker figured out that if you grind the meat, mix it with binders, shape it into uniform pieces, coat it in batter, and freeze it, you could turn waste into profit. The nugget wasn't designed to be delicious. It was designed to be efficient, to use every part of the chicken, including the parts no one wanted to buy. What started as an industrial waste solution became one of the most consumed foods on the planet. So, how does it actually work? It starts with chickens raised in industrial farms, processed at rates of up to 140 birds per minute in some facilities. After processing, the breast meat and premium cuts go to higher value products. What's left, the trim, the bits clinging to bones, the irregular pieces, goes into the nugget stream. This meat is ground into a paste, mixed with binders like starches and proteins to hold it together, along with salt, flavorings, and preservatives. The mixture is formed into shapes using molds, coated in batter and breadcrumbs, partially cooked, frozen, and shipped. What you're eating isn't a piece of chicken. It's a chicken product, a manufactured item engineered for consistency, shelf life, and cost. Most people believe the scariest part is what's inside. Pink slime, mystery meat, chemicals. That's the myth. The reality is more nuanced. Mechanically separated chicken was common decades ago, but has been largely phased out due to regulation and consumer backlash. Most nuggets today are made from actual chicken meat, just ground and reassembled. The binders and additives are food-grade ingredients used to make the product hold together and stay consistent. The terrifying part isn't what's in the nugget. It's the scale and speed of the system that produces it. It's that millions of chickens are processed every day in facilities designed to maximize throughput. It's that the chicken you're eating lived for 6 weeks in a space smaller than a sheet of paper, bred to grow so fast its body sometimes can't support its own weight. But here's where the invisible engineering comes in. The modern nugget supply chain is a marvel of coordination. Temperature control throughout processing and transport prevents bacterial growth. Metal detectors and inspection systems catch foreign objects. Automated systems monitor texture, weight, and coating consistency. The system is designed assuming things will go wrong, contamination will happen, equipment will fail, and there are redundancies built in to catch it. It works because the engineering is sophisticated, not because the product is simple. If you're finding this unsettling, consider subscribing and hitting the like button. There's a lot more about the food systems we don't see, but there are real risks. Salmonella and other pathogens can survive processing if temperature controls fail. Recalls happen regularly when contamination is detected. Worker injuries in processing plants are common due to repetitive motion and dangerous equipment. The system is safe most of the time, but it operates on thin margins. A single breakdown in the cold chain, a cleaning protocol skipped, a sick worker who can't afford to stay home, and thousands of people can get sick. The risk isn't the nugget itself. It's the fragility of a system processing billions of units under constant pressure to go faster and cheaper. And here's the deeper truth. We've built a food system that prioritizes efficiency over almost everything else. The nugget exists because we demanded cheap, convenient protein that tastes the same every time. And the industry gave it to us by industrializing life itself, breeding chickens that grow in 6 weeks instead of 16, processing them at speeds that would have been unthinkable 50 years ago, turning irregular meat into uniform products through engineering and chemistry. It works, it feeds billions, but it only works because we've agreed not to look too closely at what's required to make it happen. The chicken nugget is a triumph of food science and a symbol of what we've traded for convenience. It's efficient, affordable, and consistent. But it exists because we've turned animals into manufacturing inputs and meat into a substance that can be molded, frozen, and shipped like any other industrial commodity. That's not a judgment. It's just what had to happen to make a nugget possible. And every time you eat one, you're participating in a system that's invisible by design. Because if you saw every step, you might ask questions the industry would prefer you didn't. If this changed how you see your next meal, subscribe to The Curious Mechanism and hit the like button. This is The Curious Mechanism, exploring the invisible systems that keep the world running.